Okay, so let's start working on our next shader, and for this part I will create a new set of textures. So you can see right now I am in Photoshop, and what I'm going to do, I will make a change to this albedo texture. I will turn off dust texture because we want to be able to turn on or turn off our dust in Unreal. So let's start with a clean texture, weapon texture, and for our AO we will not make any changes. Gloss, of course, we will have to turn off the dust too, and normal map we will leave default. So we can export these textures one more time. Let's run the exporter, and I have created another folder, and same options, 50% sharper, Unreal Engine. So let's export. Let's open this location. So you can see we have all these maps again. Let's copy and paste our FBX here, just to make everything clear. And let's create another texture because we will need a mask. We can close Dido for now, and we want to mask some parts of this weapon. So let's create a new file. Let's fill this with a white color, for example. Create a new layer, and let's select some parts of our albedo texture. So this is our albedo for this part of the mesh. Let's fill it with white, with black on the new layer. And let's select other parts. We'll create another layer and fill it with black, and another one, and we will also create a new layer and fill it with black. Right now I want to duplicate all these three layers to our new document, and you can see we have all of these here. So this is good, but I want also mask all the scratches on the surface of this main part of the weapon. So I will go here and try to do this. This is our classic military. need a white for this. And I will duplicate this and turn off here. Okay. So we've got something like this. We will merge this one with this main part. This is the second part, and this is the third part of the weapon. So right now I will do something that might look a little bit weird. Let's group these layers to see this a little bit clearer, because you might not be familiar with this kind of stuff. I want to put these textures on a separate channels. Just to save some texture space. And this is very often used by the artist working with Unreal Engine. So let's start with this red. Let's Ctrl A, copy this layer, and let's go to a channel. So we have this already on the red. Let's go with green. Ctrl C, and let's go back to this red first one. So you can see I've pasted this alpha to a green channel of this first texture. Of course, right now we will see a bunch of different colors, but don't worry about this. Let's go with the blue. Again, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, go to a channel of this first one, and with a blue channel, Ctrl V. So right now we have something that looks like this, and we will need only this first one texture. This one we can delete. So right now in channel red we have one alpha, in channel green we have another alpha, and in channel blue we have another alpha. And something like this we will use to mask our parts of our weapon. Of course I want to add another channel, which is alpha channel, and I will put in this channel our ambient occlusion. So maybe let's maybe Ctrl D on these layers. No, so Ctrl E to flat the image, Ctrl C, and let's put the ambient occlusion into an alpha channel. We can close this one. We can close this one. I forget that we have also have to create a mask for our dirt. So in alpha channel we will not put an ambient occlusion. We will put an ambient occlusion into an alpha channel, but of the albedo texture. So let's right now go to albedo. Let's open our dirt, and this is our dirt mask. Let's copy our dirt mask. Let's go back to our file, to alpha channel, and Ctrl V to paste this mask for our dust. So this will be our file for masks. We have mask for a dirt, mask for this top part of the weapon, mask for the other parts of the weapon. So RGB might look weird, but it's totally fine. Let's scale this down, because in game we need a smaller size of the texture. And let's save it as targa weapon masks, for example. And we need 32-bit per pixels because we want alpha channel to be in there, so we want 32-bit. Save it. Of course we want also PSD file for this if something will be wrong. We can close this right now, and let's close this too, and this one too. Let's open our albedo, and I've told you that we need an ambient occlusion, but into a alpha channel. Yes, so we can close this one, and you can see we have albedo with our alpha, with our ambient occlusion map into alpha channel. We are doing this because this saves some space. We don't have to, for example, load another texture for ambient occlusion. We can just load one file with ambient occlusion into an alpha channel and use it as a normal ambient occlusion. So let's save this, Ctrl S, and let's switch to Unreal Engine right now.